UK Academy, go against everything she worked for in her life, go out there and fight the bitch. Welcome to the Oreo Bookclub. It's nice to see you again. You're looking fine. Take a chair.
Sit down. And it's gonna be a long one.
Oh.
It's gonna be a big one, guys.
I hope you are as passionate about hating this book as we are.
Take some tea, some chamomile, like...
Yes, calm yourself down a little bit, because this one's a big one.
Oh yeah, alright, going to fire you up. Rebel City of Indra.
Ba, ba, ba.
Okay, so how did we get to know that book? Well, I was the one who introduced it to us.
Yeah, it's all our fault, honestly.
Frankly, so if you have to hate someone,
Hate her.
I'll take it. I deserve it. I'm gonna start with, I'm not an envious person. And yes, I'm going to be the person who says I'm not that, but when I saw, frankly, I have nothing against the Kardashian. But the moment that I heard that those two girls like wrote a book, I remember this was the first time that I felt jealous. Because I was like, man, this is my dream. Like, I wanna write a book and I want someone to publish it. And I was so envious. But I was like, you know what, Sammy? Like, you don't know them. Maybe it's like the best book. You know, like, I don't know shit. So I was like, yeah, let's read it. You know, let's read about it. See, the first thing that was obvious is there's a ghostwriter. I don't know, guys, if you've seen the YouTube videos on the... I don't know if you've seen them.
No.
The girls know nothing about the book. And when we say nothing, like not even the names of the main characters.
Oh boy.
So basically the book, we follow two girls from two different environments. Wow. So one, she's rich.
Yeah, so there's Olivia, that's... Okay, it's kind of like...
a rich future socialite?
Yeah, exactly. She lives... Okay, so there was a massive something that happened that kind of destroyed the world. And people went in the crust of the earth to survive. And after some years, they came out to make sure it was breathable and livable. And it wasn't really. So they created a dome to protect themselves and created an artificial world in that dome. And the people who are rich are at top, like floating on islands. And then you can go down to rock bottom with like the dirt of the dirt. The porous and like all disfigured and weird people.
So basically, the more down you go, like the more horrible and poorer you are.
Yeah.
So there is Olivia. She's on the top. She's that rich, and we'll talk about it later. But not like other girls. Like she just want to be with her horse. She's the horse girl. It's her and her horse. I feel like this is the biggest love story in the book. Her and the horse. And then we have our Lex. Lex is a resident badass. She has a mouth on her. She always talks back. She's the girl who would have worn like leather like in high school. That girl who would have like combat boots and she's always ready to fight. She doesn't like people unless it's like that one person, hot guy. They live two different lives, but when the loved one of Lex, the loved one of a guy, Kane, is missing, Lex will need Olivia's help to find him back. And that's the book. Before we talk about the bad, let's talk about the positive stuff. What did we like about the book?
Okay, no, there's a thing I like. I appreciated the fact that everything was artificial. So because they wanted to... Okay, so Livia's father is a genetic...
He was
mastermind, I guess.
Yeah, he was a smart guy.
Yeah, and he created most of what they're living in the world. So there's fake grass, synthetic grass. They can create flowers and trees and... Yeah, so it was pretty interesting to see that genetic was used for creating a world at first. And then once the world was created, they used it for... modification on people's bodies, so make you taller, skinnier, have longer hair, all that kind of thing. So
and it's the norm. Like everyone gets it. Well, again, the top people.
Yeah.
So everyone gets it to be prettier, and I feel like it could be because again, it really could be interesting in the way that I don't know. Again, the world of Kylie and Kendall, but I feel like there was some like, oh, okay,
Parallel.
like parallel,
Yeah.
definitely some parallel between like, oh, okay, everybody always has to be perfect, beautiful all the time, because
Yeah.
you never know when someone will approach you. And so yeah, it felt like, oh, okay, I guess like they put in their their 50 cents in that kind of case.
Yeah,
So
and it could have been interested if it would have been explored, but they just mentioned it and moved. One of the things that I really liked and was so not used, and I wish it had been, is the archive.
it's important. It's mentioned a lot, but it's never used.
Yeah, it's
not
never
not
used.
that much, frankly.
Like, when I started reading the book, I thought that what would happen is that Olivia was gonna go inside the archives and find, like, a memory of her dad that
Because
she
her-
was not supposed to find.
Because her dad is dead, her mother too. She's an orphan. Being an orphan, it's a big thing in the book. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah. But I thought she was gonna go in the archives, see something that she was not supposed to see. And there's a mention a few times in the book of, like, the archives, some things are, like, hidden by the government and, like, you don't have access to everything. So I thought that she would have access to something that she was not supposed to have access to. And it would have, like, put on a revolution of, like, oh my god, so all my life is a lie. She would have gone down to, like, rock bottom and met Lex, and then it would have helped people to, like, nothing happened. They never used the archive.
they really never do.
And oh, one thing I thought was they should have mentioned people from lower levels have access to the archive. I would have loved to see the impact of that, because I'm sure some of them could have been addicted to archives.
I am sure.
Because they've never seen the sun, they've never felt the wind on their face, because they live under the crust of the earth. But they have access to
The most beautiful, gorgeous.
paradise, like scenery and outdoor experience, and they're just like, oh yeah, that's cool.
To go up, yeah, we don't need to go there. Well, let's just leave that crusty.
Yeah, there's such a potential for revolution through the archive and using it, but it was never used.
And frankly, we could say the same thing about the world, because I see where they were going with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a trope that we've seen before, but it's not a bad trope. You know, any tropes are not like a bad trope if you do it correctly.
Done.
You know?
Exactly.
So I feel like the world wasn't used properly.
I liked the image that they had of rock bottom people. It was okay. So the more you go down the level, the more you are affected by
Radiation,
supposedly.
No.
And so the people at the bottom are like supposed to be all deformed and like missing legs, and they have a bunch of twins supposedly because radiation. And I don't know, it was creepy the way they described it, and I like that. I like creepy.
I'm sure that something else will come up. But
that's-
no! The bad stuff. Alright, okay, I have to start with the characters. Look,
I hate them.
I can't do I'm not like the other girl type of character.
No.
And both girls were like that.
Oh, and they were an extreme version of it. They weren't just like they actually said it multiple times. I'm not like other girls.
And I'm just like, okay, you're not all that, no, honey. You're really not all that. But the way that she's written, God, it got on my nerves.
Yeah. She's supposedly very smart, right? She's supposedly like has a gift for genetics. She has a super intense memory. She can see in the dark or something. That's not one. But still, they have like superhuman abilities, and it serves no purpose.
It really serves no purpose.
But
Like,
it makes them feel important.
Amen. Okay, so basically one of her dreams, she wants to get out of where she is. But does she really try to? Nope. Ever. I mean, I would have loved like to see her like,
Try to
using her
escape.
abilities.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of like simulation, and one of the simulation is she can, kind of work out and
Fight
and
people.
because she's a sword master, like that felt random, but she's a sword master. And that was used like once or twice.
Yeah, she fights with legs at one point, but it's not used. Like, show me like little kid running away and like getting caught and trying to fight her way out. Like, show
I
me.
would have loved to see
Yeah.
that, seriously, because at the end of the day, it kind of felt like
You
they
say it,
were
don't do it.
just say it, don't do it. She was just complaining basically,
Yeah.
and I was like, I get it, you're not like other girls, but like do something. You don't do anything about it, so it felt boring. Lexi's an orphan, which in this society, being an orphan is even worse than anything. Like
Yeah.
there's a rock bottom, there's
rock
whores,
bottom.
is this, and then there's like orphans, which which is really harsh too. But I was like, I mean, okay, I guess that, you know, you really don't want your parents to die. Like, at what age are you considered an orphan? Like I'm an orphan. I know, honey, you're just 55 years old. Of course, your parents are dead. Like, I didn't really get that. But I mean, okay. So she's an orphan. Basically, there was that whole system. Well, you know, you have to survive as a baby, and then you go somewhere, and that somewhere there will be someone who will be like, yep, that baby will survive. Nope, that baby will die. And Lex was different, and she survived that place.
And it was so annoying because she's like 1.5 years old, right? She's in her crib, and she tells us so vividly that, like, I looked at the guy and I stared him in the eyes. Like, imagine a 1.5-year-old baby like, like, it's so weird to imagine. Like, I don't understand the whole point of that scene.
Oh yeah, she was describing one day that when she was 3 years old, and the guy was just going to pass through because, you know, she's just like any other baby, but she said no. No, like she always says no. And I was just like, honey, you're 3 years old. Calm yourself. You know? And because of that, the guard, whatever, was like, yes, that baby, she's different. Now, we follow her mostly when she is in the academy. Yeah. I still didn't really get what the point of the academy was. I guess, like, I understand it's to form like some super soldiers, but
they never do anything.
They really don't do anything, like, because when she enters the academy, she's like 12-year-old, I believe. But I feel like she's still 12-year-old when she goes out, and that fucks me up, guys. Because basically, again, super soldiers, they're basically like the police, and it's like, what? Oh my god, I just got stolen, and then you'll see like a 12-year-old arrive, like, hi, I will be able to help you. It's like, I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah, I assume that like they're 16, but still 16 and being a police officer.
It's still so young.
It's still so young.
I wouldn't trust that little like.
Yeah.
Imagine guys calling the police, and it's like a 16-year-old that arrived. It's like, boy, just get back home. Now we have our third main character, the love interest of Lex, our handsome Kane.
He has no personality.
He has none. Kane is that, you know, handsome boy that every girl in the academy wants. So of course every girl in the academy hates Lex because this is what we do, girls, you know, we hate each other. Like, we all want the same guy. So we all hate each other. Friendship, that doesn't exist.
No.
And their relationship was so fast.
And it was so useless. Like, he has no personality. She has no personality instead being younger. So I don't understand what they connected with. Because it's the first time they meet, right? So let me know if you would not have run for this. He showed her a machine that, like, it colors what you put in it. So if you're laughing, it will
color your laugh.
You know? It's all of those amazing colors showing the colors of your laugh. And Lex like, oh wow, that's so beautiful. And he looks at her super serious like, wait till you see your scream.
Yeah, it's like, one day I'll color your scream. It's like, I was like, huh? What the fuck is that 12-year-old guy saying?
Yeah.
I was like, run, bitch, run.
Yeah, are you gonna murder me? Is that what you say?
Frankly, I went into the murder, non-consensual stuff.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That was so creepy.
And I feel like it was supposed to be a line that, like, you know, us, well, you know, I guess
flirting.
You know, like the young girl would have been like, oh my god, he's so cute. But no, man.
How is that cute? That scared me.
Know, but you know, when we're 13 years old, like, things that are scary, like, kind of excites us, you know? Like, now, I see a guy in my bedroom, I would scream. When I was 14 years old, I would be like, hey.
Edward, is that
how are you?
You go from, like, Lex, which is not interesting with Kane, to Livia, that is not interesting also, but she's now in like an etiquette school. She has to learn to be a woman. And for that she's put into a platform that's spin around. And it's supposed to show that she can handle stress and still keep her poise, I guess. But like, who's turned on by that? Who looks at a girl or a guy, but in this case it's a girl, and be like, look at all this stressful situation. She keeps her calm. That is so hot. Like, who does that?
True.
Cares?
I just wanted something to happen. Because again, guys, we are at 2/3 of the book. and nothing happened. It's how do you
There's
say
no
that?
conflict.
There's no conflict. It's Lex and Livia being two different schools, kind of living the same situation where everybody hates them. The only thing is that I guess Lex has Kane and Livia has her horse in her mind. That's it. So finally, like something happens. Kane kind of gets killed. Well, he doesn't get killed. I mean, okay, so
No,
Kane.
he was a spatial agent, right? So he's sent to Livia to kill her.
Oh, let's talk about that killing attempt. Look, Olivia is a dumb bitch, okay? I'm sorry to say it.
There's no
You
way around
could have
it.
killed her in a much more easier way than just like sending Kane. Of all the people, Kane
I mean,
really...
here's the thing.
'Cause
I'm
he
okay that he
handsome.
sent, yeah, I'm okay that he sent Kane because he's handsome and he got her alone in a stable. But here's the thing. Their way of doing it was like putting a little pill in his mouth and kissing her, which like, that's a jump. You don't know if...
And like she's going to like,
Yeah,
you know, let
accept
herself
that.
be killed.
Like, you could have just get a gun and shoot her.
So, you know, he can kill her and basically people come and they
Arrest
kind of
him.
arrest him, they beat him up, it ends there. Now Lex, she knows that Kane has been kidnapped and basically she goes into the archives and she sees the memory
Yeah.
of him like going ahead, kissing her and be like, and then getting beat up. And she's so mad for
At Livia.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my god, she kissed him?
She kissed him.
I will
She
beat
sees
it.
us as dirt, you know, because, you know, we're rock bottomers and she's, you know, one of the top. And, like, this is where she sticks
Yeah.
up. And I was like...
Oh, and that, like, motivated her to just skip the academy, go against everything she worked for in her life, go out there and fight the bitch.
I didn't get it. And Livia tells her first, she was like, yeah, he tried to kill me. And she was like, I don't believe you. And I was like, but why wouldn't you believe her? Like, why would Kane be there? Like, because let's face it, Kane, even though he's handsome, he's still dirt for them. He would never be there, especially like that, you know, rich ball. So, of course he was there to kill her. And why else, you know? All right.
Oh, and the fight lasted so long. Like, the fight between them, for some reason, was like 20 pages or something. Or it felt like it. But, like, usually fight is like, bam, bam, bam. Oh, no, actually we're friends. Okay, cool, moving on. It was like, bam, bam, bam. You liar, bam, bam. Are we friends? No. Bam, bam, bam. It's like, oh.
And they kind of did it because in the book we changed perspectives like a lot. So it was like, example, Lex, and then there were like 5 lines
I
or
was
them,
so confused.
and then it was Livia, and there were like 5 other lines, and we're just like, okay, like I see what they were trying to do.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Like if it was done correctly, frankly, I would have loved it to see like
yeah.
the 2 different perspectives of them beating each other up.
But they have the same perspective. So
They
it
really
just serves
have.
no purpose.
Of course, you know, they kind of almost get caught, so, you know,
yeah,
now
they just
Livia
escape
has to
together.
save Lex. But for some reason, she's like, yeah, I'll save Lex. Like, I'm sorry, but that random girl just tried to, like kind of kill me almost.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't save that bitch. Like, die, man. I really don't care.
They jump off the island, so floating island, right? They just jump off. They supposedly get onto trees. They meet a dude that's like, I hate them too, I'll hide you.
Man, I wish to just be escaping and just find a random person who's like, yeah, sure, I'll help.
Yeah. They get to like the prison, there's nobody there. They just enter the prison.
Because it's that easy to enter jail, guys. It's that easy.
They get Kane, he's almost dying, they escape as easily as they came in. It sounds eventful. It wasn't.
Because again, I feel like
see
this
how
one.
bullshit it is?
It was like the last 100 page of the book where all of what we're describing, all the action, basically,
Alright,
was there. But again, it didn't feel like action. Like I didn't believe it.
And I hate the fact that Kane, at the end of the book, is now into Livia instead of Lex.
That was super random.
That was super random and it was kind of gross, honestly.
It felt like, I guess we have to have a love triangle, right?
Between 2 sisters.
Man,
And then there's
how-
like a whole rock bottom revolution.
Oh yeah, there's a
But there's no
revolution.
emotion to it. Like, I was not involved because we get that for like the last 25 pages, right? I get that it was supposed to be on the second book, but there was no use for first book then. Just start with the revolution, please.
And truly, you don't care about the revolution. Like I wasn't like my heart wasn't with the people because I didn't get to see them suffer. Like, we know there's some injustice.
Yeah.
We know that. But we never really see, like, we don't live through them. And then what killed me, the trope, this trope, when it's written correctly, I don't mind it. It's not my favorite one, but I don't mind it.
You don't hate it, yeah.
But the chosen one, the one from the prophecy kind of trope, oh God.
Yeah. The two twins separated from two worlds will unite those worlds together. And I don't know. It's a world that feels very futuristic, sure, but not magic. So why is there prophecy?
And then they're basically like, us? Alright then. Okay. Them being like that, it's not like, oh my God, like responsibilities, like I'm not ready for that shit, or yes, I want to do it, finally I have a purpose. And no, it's really like, damn. Well, I guess, you know.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And say, us, you, me, my horse. Come, let's do that shit. You know how we felt at the end of like the first Lord of the Rings or the second one, at the end of a battle,
Yes.
and you're ready for the next battle.
Yeah.
You're ready for it. You're just like, I'm here with you. You're on the couch, but your mind is out there with them on the field, you know? You're with Gandalf and the others, and you're just like, yes!
Yeah.
For Mordor! No, not for Mordor.
Oh,
Mordor's
whoa.
not against Mordor!
But here's the thing. If I could make the book better,
Yeah, how do we make the world better?
I would put more emphasis on the fake world. I would keep a little tiny portion of I'm not like other girls, just in the sense of like I want everyone to think it's normal, and her be like, I don't find this normal. I think that's fair, you know?
Yeah, it could have been written correctly. But because again, this is what she thought. But if she did something
About it.
then in my version of the book,
Yeah.
example, if the book was like 300 pages on like EPUB, well, the first like 50 pages, like we didn't need like a 250 page of them being like this, and the last one like action. No. Like we introduced it, like she's already at the Etiquette Academy and she's not happy about it. I'll take that. Legs, I don't care about Legs being a baby and like remembering her
Fighting
like
the guy at 3 years old.
Exactly. I'll take, like, I don't have to see an introduction of her and Kane. Like, she can be best friends from the start. I'll take
That
that.
might be even better because you don't see how quick it is.
You really don't. You can see that, okay, there's something in there, there's some history. Like, you know, we can feel the weight of their relationship because their relationship didn't have any weight to it.
No.
It didn't have any, like, oh God, they really need each other. Like, would have started, boom, like that. Two different worlds. The fact that they're twins wouldn't be like a surprise.
They're just
like,
twins.
They're just twins. Like, it's something you kind of just know when you start the book. Like, you know, like Batman is Bruce Wayne type of stuff. It's not a surprise.
No, honestly, I would have skipped the whole it's Kit, and I would have had Legs being already a police officer practicing, and her like Livia either be like married with a dude that she doesn't love.
Okay, already married?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't care. The whole thing before was useless to me. Like I said, what I would have done is her going into the archive, find something she's already not comfortable with the world the way it is. She goes into the archive, find a secret about her dad, about her sister, and she's like, this world is a lie. She goes down, she meets the people that she's always kind of kept away from. She learns the injustice, she sees it with Legs, right? And then they do a revolution that I would believe in.
Yeah, I'm done with that version of the book too. Cool. Definitely, I'm done with that version. And frankly, like, if you imagine, like, the book was to say a little bit the same, I would have in mind, like, Kane trying to kill her. Like, I wouldn't have in mind, example, Lex was in love with Kane, but Kane, he loves her, but just not like that.
Yeah.
But he could have fallen in love with Livia, and just Livia who would just take anything, like, not to that she's in love with Kane or anything like that, but she'll just take anything out of her world. And, you know, she wouldn't have her horse too. So, what's the point?
Oh, the horse.
So, like, just taking, like, you want to, I'm in. Just, like, whatever. Just someone who's, like, I would have taken, like, Olivia who's about to die inside. You know?
Yeah.
Who's just, like, she's going to lose herself. Yeah. So, the fact that Kane there, like, maybe Kane tries to kill her and she's just like, okay,
kill me.
Come
at me, bro. I don't care. There's potential in this book. They just didn't use it.
Yeah, they really didn't use it.
So what's your rating, my dear?
What was our worst one again.
We finished it out of pride.
Yes, it really was out of pride.
Yeah.
It really was out of love for this channel, because sweet Jesus. For the people who love it, like truly, if you love the book, go ahead, love it, man. It's your life, your decision. Like truly, to each their own. But
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Like I really don't, because again, you know, I saw some reviews and some people loved that book.
Good for them.
Truly, yeah.
Like I love the potential that was in it. I hated the actual story. So what is our next book, my dear?
Well, okay, guys. So I wanted to introduce us to something that, well, a book that is not the most popular here. Again, it was a bestseller, but like I saw like no one in Quebec reading it. So basically, it's called The White Tiger. Basically, it follows a guy who's born poor in India. However, he knows that he's going to be better, like be better than his family, richer, like that he has a big future ahead of him, and it's basically how he has to work for it. So I mean, frankly, I hope you read it too. I'm happy to discuss it with y'all
in 2 weeks. So The White Tiger, we're gonna review it with the book club in 2 weeks. So if you want to be part of it, like, subscribe, join the book club, and just come back in 2 weeks. We'll talk about it. Until then, take care, have fun.
Goodbye.
Please bring all your things. Don't leave anything in this room. The janitor will hate us for it.
He really will. He really will.
Yeah.
One day he'll beat us for it, I'm quite sure.
Again. Alright, bye everyone.
See you.